Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, December 9th edition of the Contributor Comms team. It's getting close to the end of the year. I have asked Bob, by the way, just go ahead and say this now because it's on my mind. I've asked Bob to remove the last two meetings of ours of the year. So we'll have a meeting next week, but then the next two, we won't have one. And then the first week of January, we also will skip.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's how I set it up. At least if anyone wants to change that, we can. I figured everybody comes back that first week of January and they think they're going to do stuff and they don't do stuff. So probably be good to have a little bit of a break there too. I know I'm going to be off for the last 2 weeks of the year. So
Yeah.
Aside from that, remember that we do have a code of conduct. That basically says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. And with that, I think we can get started. I don't see any new names on the call, so I think we can dive right into it today. I should probably share the doc link in case anyone doesn't have it. There it is. Cool. So let's start off with our daily notes with updates and big wins. I added one thing on here from the SIG ContribEx meeting this week. We have a bi-weekly meeting for the whole SIG in case anyone didn't know that. And it was about labels. Since we've been talking about labels so much lately, I thought it'd be pretty interesting for us. It's a PR where someone wants to do some work to improve label automation. I think the
yeah, like this. Let me rocket sign this real quick. This looks like something awesome.
Yeah, it would be really good if we could do it. I think the opinion in the meeting was that it would be quite difficult to do it, but if someone wants to dedicate their time to figuring out the challenges of it, that's all the better for us. So this person wants to add 5 additional labels, which are automatically added based on criteria to make it more quickly visible what state the PR is in and what kinds of reviews and approvals it needs. So they want to add a needs review label, which means that no review has occurred on the PR yet.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah. Sounds useful. Needs approval, where
I like that.
Yeah, there's been one reviewer who has LGTM'd, I think that should say, but the PR has not been approved by an approver from the owner's file. Waiting on author. Reviewer has provided feedback and the author needs to address it. Abandoned. The PR has been in wait on author state for an extended period of time. And tests fail. So one or more tests are failing.
Oh, wait, what does it say now when tests are failing? It says something.
It's I don't know if it sets a label.
It doesn't set a label.
Exactly. Correct. It doesn't set a label.
Yeah. So this is proposing a label.
This is in this release retro. One of the things that I've added, it's not very far from this because in this release tracking feature blogs, it becomes a bit more of an art than a science to know when things are ready, have been reviewed, are still waiting. So having some more formal indication of things would especially make them much easier to filter out and track, right? So I haven't had any look into this, but actually I will because it seems interesting.
Might be a good thing to reach out to the author of this on.
Yeah, and there's plenty of folks from the community that have thoughts.
Yeah, there's a bunch of comments on here to kind of dive into the challenges of this. One that I see here that's easy to pull out is Josh mentioned that PRs that touch multiple directories may require approval from multiple owners. So that could make the owners one a little bit tricky. And clearly there's a bunch of other things that are going to be a little bit tricky to figure out, but I think it's a great concept. I think everybody's pretty excited about it. So definitely recommend checking that out if you're interested.
Let's see if it doesn't get the tag abandoned.
I know, right?
This is an issue, not a PR though.
At least the label doesn't exist yet. So
Mhm.
I mean, you can always get won't fix.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
Do we have a won't fix label?
It's in by default now. So
Okay. So then, yeah.
unless we
It's
take it
possibility.
out, which I don't think we would do.
Cool. So that was an update from the SIG ContribEx bi-weekly meeting. Any other updates and big wins that people want to share? I guess a big update is that the release got delayed to today, I think.
Yeah.
It got delayed for the
Today or tomorrow.
Go security
Yeah.
update,
Uh-huh.
but then they tried to push it yesterday and
Failed.
there was an issue.
Oh gosh.
So I think it's planning to go out today. Is that right, Federico? Are you up
Yeah,
to date on that?
It
Yep.
is. I am. Yeah, it's exactly like that, and it's planned to go early U.S. morning, so it's
Should
right
be on
about
its
now.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I know I saw blog posts from vendors about it, so that's why I was like, huh, okay. What happened?
Yeah, because
there?
we then had to notify the CNCF because of the PR stuff, because it was
Mhm.
delayed 2 times. But yeah, I think that's it's fine. I think today will be the day.
Seems like it's just about there. I'm sure it'll be good. So that's good. There'll probably be some blog posts and stuff coming out on that. So we need to make sure that we tweet those. Thankfully, we have automation for that now.
I was about to say, like, didn't I set that up?
Yes.
It's like
That was
things
the
we've
joke.
like. We should make a list. Things we've automated or not.
I don't think it would be a very long list. I think it would be a depressingly short list.
Well, but at least it would be able to let us know that we need to automate more things.
That is true. Shame us into doing
Right.
more
Like if you
automation
make it a
projects.
checklist, it'll get done. That's how it worked in the military, at least.
It's what we're doing now, and it's helping, I think, compared to where we were before. If the newer folks can believe, then this is better. Cool. Any other updates and big wins?
I'm here.
I guess I
which
should
is
add
kind
the
of an
update about
achievement
the last
by
meetings of
itself.
the year. Sorry, Chris, what were you saying?
I'm saying I'm here, which is a personal achievement.
Yay. And we appreciate you being here.
Oh, no problem. It's just been a week.
So repeating the update from earlier, next meeting will be our last meeting of the year. Last of the year. Then we'll take a break for 3 weeks through the first week of January. At least I think that's how that works. I've said that at least 3 times now, and I have not actually checked it on my calendar to make sure that's accurate.
Oh, let me check. I got it right here.
Yeah. Yes, that looks right.
Yep. It's gone.
Good. So we will not be meeting on the 23rd of December, the 30th of December, or the 6th of January,
January. Makes total sense.
unless anyone particularly wants to have meetings in there. Okay. Anything else? I think that's probably good, aside from updates on spreadsheet stuff. So we'll move into the table after I ask for new items. At this time of the year, I hope there's not really any new items coming up. At least nothing big, but any new items that people have heard of that need help? Oh, actually, in the ContribEx meeting, they were talking about the community meeting. I think they're not going to have one this month.
No, they're not.
Yeah. There was a little bit of there was something that came up where we were like, oh, that would be a good topic to have in the community meeting. And Laura was having trouble getting topics for it. So she was saying that she wasn't going to have the community meeting this month, but there is a topic on the back burner. So there'll probably be one in January, I'd guess.
Nice.
So I guess I'll add that to updates really.
I have two things. One, gotta share my new family member, since everybody who has been around me knew how awful it was, but that's not really why. It's just she's in my office and wanting to eat my trash can. But I wanted to let you know that, so I'm also part of the CNCF tag contributor strategy. And so this is lack of sleep. Catherine and I presented a proposal to them on how to help projects implement non-code contributions and the importance of non-code contributions through the contribution ladder. So Noah was on that call. I don't know if he's on this one. And he was talking about the work that Kubernetes had also done. So I wanted to let you know that Catherine from Buoyant and I are starting that project with CNCF, and we'll be sharing it here with this team as well as we do that. Because for those of you that know me, my passion is really helping people understand that both community and marketing and visibility is as important to a project as, as code contributions. Well, in my opinion, maybe not in yours. So, and I know that Kubernetes did some work, and we'll be using some of your work within that tag. So just kind of letting you know that I'm also working on that, and I'll be bringing that information to this group as it is, as you tell me that it's important and makes sense.
Wonderful. What was the name of the tag? CNCF tag.
Contributor strategy.
Contributor
Yeah.
strategy. Thank you.
Sorry.
No,
Fine.
all good.
No,
You
it's
said
fine.
that.
It's
We've
really
I
had
just
it 2
didn't catch
days,
it for the
so
notes.
there's like no sleep. Yeah, sorry about that. And I can add a couple notes in there based on what our action items are, and I can add a link to our Google slide if this team is interested in that. Our goal is to make this available for all projects, and not just, to all projects, so that projects that do want to recognize non-code contributions have some guidance on how to do that.
So you'll want to highlight some of the work of this group and make use of our group to spread the word about it.
Well,
Sounds like.
Well, I would love that if that's appropriate. But you can let me know if that is appropriate or helpful to this group or not. I'm still learning about, what each group. Yeah, don't judge me. I know I'm from CNCF. I still just don't know what all these different groups do. But if that is of value to this group, I'll definitely be happy to share whatever you all would like on that.
Our charter is about sharing information that the contributor community should know about, and also sharing the word outside about the wonderful work that contributors are doing. So I think this makes sense. A lot of contributors within the project will move around throughout the course of their time with the project. And I think that's always a good message for folks to hear, that these types of opportunities exist and they are important. So we could do something like a kates.dev blog post, or maybe help out with something. Yeah.
Oh, I see a
Just
thumbs
gave
up.
that a
No,
thumbs up.
we're not close to that at all yet, but thank you.
Yeah. Would be a good opportunity for a kates.dev blog post or something. I think it makes sense. Thank you for letting us know. Sounds like an exciting project. Always love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Cool. And with that, I think I'll move into the table unless anyone else remembers something that they want to talk about. You are welcome to do it anytime. Whoa, there are 208 pages in this doc.
Oh yeah, we need to consolidate this.
We
since,
should
it's the end of the
probably
year.
or like start a new one or something.
Yeah, it's time to.
You know what? I'm going to add that as a new item.
Yeah, do 2022 and start a new one.
Yeah, let's start a new doc. Such a big step for our team. And we need to move stuff over into that other drive also, which I still haven't done. So sounds like a good opportunity to make a new notes doc. Cool. Back up to the top of the table. Alrighty. Automatically adding a comment, tagging our comms team when things, when a label is applied. That is still kind of on the back burner, I think. Unless anybody particularly wants to pick it up here at the end of the year. Otherwise, we can look at it again in January. Next item, moving our KubeCon tweaks sheet into the new drive. I still haven't done that yet, but I do have the link to do it here. So maybe that'll be a nice, easy task for me to do later today. Or I just won't do that
right now.
Huh? I could do it right now.
I'm doing it
Well,
now.
I have doubts that I could do it right now, honestly, because it's so hard to move things within Drive.
It is.
Also, I need to get it out from I have that on my personal account, and this is currently on my work account.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
You've got
it's a
that
little bit
problem.
tricky. Like, it's not going
Yeah.
to take long, but I don't want to take up everyone's time with me doing that.
Yikes.
I will write it down though, if I can find. Okay, it looks like I don't have any pencils here right now. I took them all with me to the JLPT. Oh no, there is one. Done. Cool. Noted. Next item, Federico's blog post. I reviewed it on Monday, Federico. I made it all
Yep.
comments because most of it is just little nitpicks, so you're welcome to ignore them. There's one thing where I kind of rewrote a piece, and that might be useful. But
It's done. It's
Wonderful.
before this meeting, I reflected your changes and also Chris' ones, and I resolved all the issues. So
Oh, cool.
wonderful. So let's take a quick look at it now.
I had it open at one point. Do I still? No, of course not.
I think that most of them were
Mine were
straight-
like just suggestions.
No, yeah, but I reflected especially that one on adding a bit more insight into why we don't want to have this long history of commits. I added a link to the GitHub workflow
Nice.
process and made a new paragraph on that.
Cool.
Apart
Thank
from
you.
that, it was just the nits. I reflected them all. So I
Very
think,
nice. Do we want to take time to go through this thoroughly one more time, or should we go ahead and roll with it? What do you think, Chris?
I mean, it's a blog post. It can
It's
be
a blog
fixed.
post, and it was already
Yeah.
good. Basically all of our comments were nits, so
Right.
so I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to LGTM and approve.
Go for it.
Have we updated the dates and timing for the blog?
Oh, hang on.
I don't know. Do we need to do that for the Kates.dev? Does it have that information on it?
Yep, so it's
It needs
automatic.
to.
There's a
Yeah,
scheduling
done.
feature for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it says May 31st. Okay, so I guess we do need to do that.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Update. Okay, I just won't even comment. You can go ahead and do that. Maybe ping in chat when you're done. It probably won't
Yeah,
take you
I
but
will
a
ping and
second.
check when I'm done. Even,
Okay.
today
And we can
I-
go back and reprove
yes.
that.
I have to leave a bit earlier today, but I will do this on the background.
Sounds
Thank you.
good. Next item. Update the owner's file. I'm gonna put you on this as well, Chris.
Yeah, no, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah,
'cause
we should probably talk
I
through
am-
it together.
Yeah, but like I've blocked out time every morning on Fridays now before the meeting to actually do stuff for the meeting. So yeah,
That is what I would like to do, but with it being 8 a.m.,
I
I
know.
struggle to do that.
well, I originally set it up for Mondays, and then 3 weeks in a row, I never did it, and it was like, ooh.
Exactly. It just doesn't work when it's not like the same day as the meeting.
Yeah, it's-
And we also need to update the upstream contributor comms GitHub team. Avinash had offered to help me out with that. He pinged me this week on it, and we discussed what we could do there. I think the main thing that I needed there was someone just to kind of keep me accountable and make sure that I kept that on my mind. So we were saying
I
that
think
we
I have
could.
notes on how to do that, and I have a note to put all those notes somewhere. I just forget where.
Cool. Since we need to update the owner's file, we probably ought to just do that one as well, pretty much at the same
Yes.
time. Because
Well,
we're just gonna have
it's-
to list out like who all's in the SIG.
Yeah, I mean,
the
actually, I
sub-project.
think Bob might, or GitHub management might appreciate it being two things since it's two different functions, right? Like
Right. I think it should be two separate like
PRs.
PRs,
Yeah.
but we
Okay.
could do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
together.
Yeah.
Because we're
totally.
gonna need to do the same work for both.
Mhm.
Cool. So Avinash, I think you're off the hook for this one, really. Me and Chris will work together on it, but I know that I can reach out to you if I need help. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to put time in my calendar, Catalan, just go ahead.
That is a good idea. We should do that. My calendar. I wanted to say it was a little lighter next week, but it's not.
I am working, well, if you're taking the last 2 weeks off, never mind. But I was going to say I am working the week of the 19th.
I don't intend to be around. I should
Good
be
call.
with my family that week. So I'll try to put it for next week.
Sorry, what day should I change this to? Today, next Wednesday, somewhere in between?
If we're
Crap.
going to LGTM and approve it, then it would just go out, right? Or is there anything else in that
No, there's a
process?
daily build process. It would
There's
actually.
a daily build.
Yeah, so
So
we could,
I can,
date it in the future and it could go out on Tuesday or something if you
yeah.
wanted. Yeah.
I just
That
want
might
to
be
know,
good.
should I put the today or tomorrow or Monday?
Monday,
Monday.
like Monday.
Okay.
hopefully. I mean, I don't think we have anything else scheduled, do
12.
we?
It's December. I
Yeah,
hope
no.
not. I mean, granted, the release is coming out, but
I mean, yeah, there's the but that's
Yeah,
not.
there are feature blogs that are going to. The only day that there are no feature blogs is Wednesday. So
but those are on Kubernetes.io,
these
right?
are on the other side. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
even matter.
So Monday. No, let me rebase and.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I set up a note for myself to set up a meeting for us for next week.
Cool.
Next item, Slackbot issues. Imran, any work on this right now?
Yeah, so I got approval, so the PR got merged. At least they have been added to the team. So now I can go ahead and explore. And I got I got help from Mark as well. Last week, Mark reached out for the shadowing role for the tech part. He also reached out to me to help on the Slack board, and probably we'll work on it together. Actually, this
Nice.
week onwards, I'm actually on vacation, so I don't plan to work for the rest of the year, I hope. So
But you
yeah,
made time to spend time with us.
yeah, yeah. This week is kind of fine. So since I'm taking a bit of a long weekend and long weeks, upcoming weeks, so I just want to give updates.
Well, we're glad to have you. So I hope you'll have a very restful vacation.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll start. I certainly like early Jan we'll start. So maybe we can do one-on-one session with me and Mark, and we'll see how it progresses.
Nice. Exciting that
That's
you
it.
have someone new to help out with that too.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you need
Calvin,
help-
sorry, I had a quick question. I got to drop at 11:30 for a conflict, but I was thinking about doing a spotlight on SIG Scheduler. Do you know anyone is working on that already or not?
I have never heard someone say they're doing a spotlight on scheduler. Nope.
Like that's
Because I
kind of
found out-
scared people in the past. So yay.
No, but, I found out I have to work with the chair of SIG Scheduler anyway for something, so might as well sneak this in.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome. So I gotta drop. Thank you so much, and sorry for jumping in right there.
Oh, no problem. Thank
All
you.
good. Anytime. See you later. Yeah, goes for everyone. Anytime you want to interrupt with anything related to
Yeah.
what we're talking about or not,
Especially work.
especially not work.
I do have one thing that I'm not sure if it's related to any of the additional topics, so I might as well say
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I was thinking on changing some of the instructions around the blog process, and which ties with
Already making updates.
yeah, no, it is tied with the blog, with the SIG Spotlight and other stuff. So, and I will just share here my idea. I have this on my private repo, just waiting for a PR, but I wanted to have more ideas. It's been my experience since writing that one around HackMD and Google, and then open the PR, that there are essentially two different audiences here. One is those which are not a part of SIG docs and whose work is actually to review stuff. And for those, HackMD and Google Docs seems to work. Sorry, I'll have the camera off. Seems to work fine to address the initial set of ideas. But the actual people from SIG docs, they live by Git itself. So anything that's outside, it actually becomes more complex if we need their immediate support. The only thing that I would change the process is that I think that it would be useful to open even if it's a placeholder PR or something like that, immediately when we have the confirmation that we're working on something. Why? It's been my experience as well that without a PR with people assigned and a deadline, the thing that is happening with my spotlights on SIG architecture and others in the past will continue to happen, because faced with this lists of things that actually get pinged on Gmail and Slack, and it's there, and with something which is on a repository somewhere with someone just pinging them, I think that it's natural that people will forget because it lacks that formal existence somewhere. So this is just an idea. And it would also help with our work in progress perspective, because we could, if we think about, for example, adopting GitHub project boards, we could just have this on the on like a Kanban style kind of thing, in which these are open but are on ice, these are ongoing, and this one are published, and these are done. So in a way, we would also have the work in progress visibility of what is in flight and what is not. I can write this better. I just wanted to put the idea out there because it's based on my more recent experience as comms lead, because I noticed some behaviors that I think it's useful to adapt to.
I think that's a good point. I know that Ray, when he was attending this meeting, he was saying that the blog subproject was looking to change their process to incorporate the HackMD Google Docs style of reviews at the beginning. And he wanted to base that change on your doc that you had put together. So it might be good to chat with him about it as well. I think you're probably right. It is probably a good idea. We did used to do this, and then those issues would end up going stale.
Yeah, true.
So,
that's the risk as well.
Yeah. So there is risk with it as well. But
yeah.
But you do have a point that like different people use different things to track all of their work, and if you're not in the right place, then you're going to lose them. So.
And we're slightly different now than we were 1 year ago, right? Different people. We now have more identifiable roles. So maybe that will also. We're not repeating exactly the same things. We are reiterating different stuff. I will discuss this with Ray as well. But yeah, thank you.
Yep, I think you've got a good point. Go for it, blog lead. Cool. Would you like me to put that on the table to check in on, like blog process updates?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
I don't know if I still have your section on here. I'm just going to add it to the bottom here though. Insert row below. Logging sub-project, logging process updates. Update to have stay placeholder. I'm gonna word it like that for now, and there we go. Thought I bolted it, but I unbolted it. All right, sounds good. I'll add it here too, just for good measure. Process updates. All righty. Let's move on. What are we at now? Okay, the next item was the role descriptions. The only one left here is sub-project lead, which we need to do in our meeting, which we'll set up for next week. In addition to all of the team updates. So we'll discuss that more later. Moving on, unless people want to talk about roles, I think they're pretty much settled aside from that.
Just a point, should we just remove my event coordinator thing because it's done?
Yeah, I was just
Or-
thinking about that. I didn't remove any of them so that we could go over them each time for the ones that were still in progress. But yeah, since they're not in progress anymore, I think I'll remove them. We don't need that anymore. And don't need this anymore. Just that one for now, I think. If anyone ever feels that there's a gap and wants to add a role, you are more than welcome.
I've just pushed the pro and tile D,
Perfect.
and I've squashed it already.
Where did it go? Okay, it's not
I know,
here.
right? I just lost it too.
I'll grab it and put it in the chat.
This owner spot.
All right, let's do it. Yeah. All righty. I have submitted my LGTM and approve. And that'll usually take a little bit to get done. So I'll
PR
leave
not
that there.
approved.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
guess I'm not allowed.
That's the contributor site. That's why.
It is the contributor site. I don't think I am an approver on that.
Hang
Chris, I
on,
think
let me
you
go
are.
look. Contributor site.
Josh, Jiffy, Bob, and Tim.
10. Wow, that should be like a bigger list. Those are like the busiest people in.
Those are.
I think there was
Kubernetes.
once a discussion. I think Carson, you had that someone from our team should be also part of the contrib site. So maybe we should learn and do a shadowing for one of them, and probably we can eventually. Yeah.
I mean, it's just basically, I think the approval process there is to make sure it's been reviewed by 2 people, right? Like there's a process and it's on the site. And the,
Okay.
the
Now
resources.
it's done.
Did you ping somebody?
It didn't go through, I assume. And Imran, I think that should be you since you are tech lead and also kind of this like sub role of Kates.dev lead for us.
Right.
So we should try to look into that.
Yeah.
How should we
Maybe
go
we'll
about that?
Just
By the way, you need to LGTM at least again, because since I pushed another one,
Oh.
it was removed. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Let me open, I'll start a conversation in ContribEx.
Okay, that sounds good. Great catch. That would be really good for us to have. Now I'm not going to have the the roles one, since it was so big, was like my midpoint of the table. Did like a binary search based on how I found that.
We are optimized now. You can,
Uh-huh. Well,
can perform well.
now I don't have that midpoint to find really easily anymore. Anyway. Next item is also a contributor site item for you, Imran, which is
Yeah.
the stuff about the new contributor
Yeah.
workshop.
So I think there is no update happened. We also think last time I was been following that, so we need to wait for it. So I don't see any movement on it, and we'll see from the reviewers if something is up.
A lot of coordination for that work. So there was the deployment preview last time. So this is just still in preview state. They haven't pushed it. Is that the current state?
Uh,
I could go to Kades.dev and find out.
yeah. I don't think
Theoretically.
it's there yet.
Okay.
Or if it is,
So
it's the old one.
There's like something almost ready to go.
So I did kick the tires a little bit on the code spaces, and I mean, it works, first of all, which is great. I am a little concerned, right? Like their free tier right now is very generous. That might not be the case if lots of folks do this all at once, right? Like they probably have a free tier like limit for the entire service. So that'd be interesting if we ever hit that, like how that would work out, because you need the largest code space that they provide. So yeah.
Good to know.
But it should be like, if you're a new Kubernetes contributor and you're, you haven't done a lot of code spaces work on GitHub, it should be just like you could take the entire year and do it. So no big deal. But yeah, it is kind of like, hey, here's the instructions, drop them in the terminal. It's very familiar, VS Code style appearance, all that fun stuff.
So it has a nice simple workflow, but there are some details around the implementation that.
Yeah, I mean, like anytime you say free tier, I get scared because I'm an AWS employee.
And you know what that means.
Yes.
Any cloud provider
Right.
knows what that means.
Yeah, like it's free up till a point. Yeah.
That's exactly what that means. Knowing that you've hit that point is the challenge.
Yeah.
Cool. Added that note. Update to contributor comms name. I don't think there's anything active waiting here. So I think I'm going to remove this actually from the table. We've said a couple of times, if you see something, say something. And that's about what we're at here. Sound good? I think so. Gonna delete that row. Yay. I love when I get to delete a row. SIG Spotlight, SIG Scheduler. Is that the name of the SIG? SIG Scheduler? Scheduling? I don't even know.
SIG. Ooh. Oh, you're testing my knowledge.
Scheduling.
Yeah.
Scheduling.
Huh? Yeah.
Plural or action. Because it might not always be the scheduler. It could be called something else.
Nice. So another spotlight on the list. I'm guessing from what you were saying earlier, Federico, architecture, security, we're just,
yeah.
should I take that off?
we shouldn't take it off just because if someone asks, have you thought about doing something in security? The answer should
Right.
be yes
That's
at this
true.
point in time, and these were the persons. So please leave it there for the time being. What I will also do is that I will play a bit with the idea of creating a project board, and I will add some of this there just as a way to see if it works correctly. Which can be great, for example, if people want to necromancy something into life that's been dead for quite a while. But yeah, no advances. Although in it should be said that I didn't press more in the last week, even because it's the last week of release and it's been
Hectic.
complex in other ways.
Indeed.
Hey, no one called me at like 7 p.m. and said, hey, something is horribly broken and only somebody from the CNCF can fix it. Like that happened, I think, in one of the pre-20 releases.
Yeah. I'd been chatting with the release lead because we interviewed him for the Kubernetes podcast, and he pinged us like, we had to delay the release. And I was like, that happens.
I keep forgetting that now you're the one in the Kubernetes podcast. that's
I sure
great.
am.
Yeah, it was. It means that I'm well surrounded by notorious people when I start to recognize them from the outside world, because I used to I listened to that quite a while. Yeah, but yesterday I was reading the what went wrong, and I gave up halfway because it's tags, milestones, logs, and it's way beyond my pay grade. But it's fascinating stuff to see the complexity of cutting a release.
My internet died there for a second. But I'm back. We did have a tracking board before, like a Kanban style board, like you were talking about. I was just trying to click on it to see what was up with it, but it is under marketing team. Oh, that's the.
But it's a project. Oh, so it's okay.
So it's out.
So
there.
maybe it isn't.
Maybe try comms team instead of marketing. Is it like that or?
Yeah,
Because
just
you change
change
your
it to
contributor.
contributor comms instead of marketing team, and it should work.
Yeah, but maybe if you tried it, it doesn't really help. Well, it depends. I think that in my experience for the
here.
feature blogs,
Here we
tracking,
go.
it was very helpful.
I think that's just like.
That's right, because it's a Kubernetes project board.
I think there's like a mess of links in here. I don't know what is going on here, but it's not great.
No.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look into that.
But at the bottom of the daily template, there's articles tracked here. So that is one that we used to use, is this one, which used to track our articles that we were working on. And that was how Matt did it when Matt was running this group. Then once he moved on, I was not good at this, certainly. So we moved to doing it all within the doc.
Board,
So if you wanted to spin it back up, I think Kunal at one point tried to spin it back up. No. I think Deba tried at one point to spin it back up. Yeah.
I can take a stab at it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we abandon it just because.
Even if it's just for blog posts, I think that's fine.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That was the point of this one. I think we actually had two before. I think there was like one for articles.
And it was confusing. And
I found it extremely confusing.
Yes. But like just a direct blog post, totally fine. I think that would make a ton of sense because like we have these ideas, a little bit of research is required and then somebody can grab it, right? Like needs triage.
Exactly.
Thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to add it at the bottom of the table. Or should I add it to the blog process updates, actually? I think that's separate. I mean, it's not totally separate, but.
I think for me, you can, because otherwise maybe it's another line. I don't know if you want to add another row.
It's true. Yeah. We might as well look into them both at the same time, I guess, as we're going through the thing. And restarting article Kanban board. And there's the link. I guess you need to look into that and see what access you need to be able to manage that. Maybe anyone can do it. No, I can certainly
I don't
move
know.
things around.
Yeah. I don't know about board. names
Take a
and
look
time.
and let us know what you need.
Yeah. It's in org, so like I can make PR changes or submit PRs as needed. So don't worry about that.
Maybe it also comes with like this GitHub team, the GH team, which we update the owner's file. Maybe then the corresponding members can move. Or...
Yeah, if anything, I think it'll be that is updating owners' files to make sure that you have the access you need. This is why I have not attempted to work with that though. I have no idea how the Kanban boards and GitHub work.
I think I can add it. So maybe everyone can do.
That would make sense to me, but we'll find out. Good looking out. We'll try that. Next item.
Maybe before we move, so I also have update regarding the SIG instrumentation. So
Oh,
actually,
yes, thank you.
Yeah. So because this is the thing I also want to provide updates. So actually the updates from the co-chairs has been done. So they're very kind. So they gave me all the updates which I needed. So I just need to write some intro, and I started doing the draft version of it. I just started putting the HackMD document. So hopefully, I don't know if it's possible within this year or early next year, somewhere around this time. So I should look at this is the first thing I think it will go. So.
Probably get more attention early next year, honestly. But
Yeah,
if you go ahead and get it ready.
Yeah. So this
should
will be
an
the
easy
first one to
push.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's aim for January. Cool. And then Arpit wanted to work on one, but Arpit isn't here. I think that's it. Cool. Next item. We already talked about migration from Katacoda to GitHub Codespaces. You gave your feedback on that. I added that here. So we'll move on from that one. Validate command sporadically broken in GitHub tweet repo. Imran, you were doing some work on that a while
yes,
ago.
I did something, but I didn't. I didn't touch this piece for a long time, so I need to check this one. Yeah, I didn't have. There are so many things going on this one. You need to fix the version and so on. So far, I didn't touch it because Atharva also had some updates while fixing them. Got broken, but yeah. So we need to. I need to look at it again. Actually.
Cool. It's nice that we have buffer now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's still valuable for us to have that workflow, but
maybe
it's not
I think
highest priority.
So we have also an item to track, to schedule tweets automatically to the buffer. Maybe we should, if you could prioritize that feature, then maybe we don't need this, all this extra tooling and automation and coding and stuff. So, because we have a backend code.
You mean the task to create a?
Yeah, so I think there is an item. I don't know where is that. So we use buffer to manually we go there and we schedule the workload to trigger from GitHub to
GitHub. Yeah.
Buffer. Yeah. So that's the thing. Maybe we spend more time and we try to find it out. I think that would be awesome because we
scheduling
rely
tweets
on
for non-contributor comms members.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. This is the one. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
maybe these things. Yeah. So this since buffer is the key critical part. So somehow GitHub could speak to the buffer. Then I think Mofi also had some ideas, but yeah.
I think like there's an RSS feed for everything in GitHub.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was I think we spoke sometime back, right? That's the idea I had.
As soon as it's like maybe like I might be able to do this in Zapier, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah. So we will have to somehow do some research and find a structure how to do it or procedure how to do it, then maybe we'll put on the solution. So that's what I'm thinking. So we need to prioritize this one before doing the other stuff. So then we are done with all this other stuff.
It's true. If we could get off of Twitter together all together, that would work.
Mhm.
I know Mofi looked into this before, and
Yeah.
Buffer used to have APIs
Mhm.
to be able
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
this, but they don't anymore. They got rid of them in like 2019 or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the RSS feed thing, though, I don't
Yeah,
think we
I
looked
think
into
that-
that before.
No. This was the idea. I think that I also had sometime. I think we
Yeah.
spoke a little bit, but we didn't have any. We don't have a concrete way whether it will work or not. So we need to check at it and see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it was related to the blog one. If you remember, we were thinking to connect the blogs with the emails via RSS. It was way back, and so as soon as there is a blog goes out, you get a email done on the one of the accounts. We were having those discussions. But I think the RSS one was a bit more complex, because I've worked with the RSS, GitHub RSS, and yeah, it's a bit complex.
Project worth looking into, but
Mhm.
yeah, sounds like it might be a little tricky. But we have directions to check out, so that's good.
Yeah.
We only have 5 minutes left. So that was talking about the validate command. Let's prioritize scheduling. GitHub to Buffer. Okay. Noted. I keep pinging on this blog that Deborah was helping out with that didn't move. I don't think it's going anywhere. But I'll ping again. At least maybe we could close it.
right.
I can do a ping on a Slack if you want, asking for updates.
I guess it can't hurt. Be like, hey, you had this blog around. Did you still want to try to push it through? Yeah, I think it's just a ping on Slack to check in on the status of that. Good idea. Thanks for joining, Kim. Starting to lose folks. I want hot chocolate. Gonna do that later.
Now that you mention it.
Today is a day for that. Let's move on. Keep track of SIGDoc's blog subproject process changes. Like mentioned, Ray was interested in basing the blog subprojects new processes off of what you wrote, Federico. So definitely check in with him. You needed to do that anyway.
Yep.
Let us know what you find out. Maybe we can remove that one from the table. Maybe they've done it. Probably haven't.
I will certainly do that.
Possibly. Next item. This one. Maybe someday we'll do that. Let's look at it early next year. The idea of creating a separate guide for security comms. Just some high-level pointers on how we should organize those. Requires working with the security co-chairs to sort out what those need to be, and it's going to be a significant amount of work. So let's not start it at the end of the year, and we've had other stuff going on all year, so maybe next year. When I tried to do it in the past, there was also stuff that got in the way, so maybe someday. Scheduling tweets for non-contributor comms members, we talked about that. Let's look into the RSS feed thing, I guess. Buffer via Zapier via RSS feed. We can look into it. Let's see what the challenges are at least. Mofi's exploration into directly connecting to Buffer didn't seem to work out. I think he might have actually mentioned something about Zapier instead and then kind of dropped that thread. So if you wanted someone to work on that with, Mofi would be interested in helping, I'm sure. Next item. Chris, you had your notes about admin-ing.
Where do they need to land, I guess, is
I was thinking we would use that to inform our sub-project lead role definition.
the role defs. Okay, cool.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, that's
you could
fine.
also move it into the new repo if it's not already there, or the new drive if it's not already there.
Yes, I should do that.
Move
Regardless.
to the new drive, which I have a link for higher up in the table. I'm not going to grab that right now because we're already at time. And then these other two are just the things that we already talked about, actually. So good. I think we can finish up. Any other last minute items? We are at time. Sounds good. I'll put a meeting on your calendar, Chris, for us to go over the team updates, owners updates, and sub-project lead definition. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining today. We really appreciate you spending time with us, and we'll see you next week for our last currently planned meeting of the year. If you need any help, you know where to find us.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks, folks. Bye.